particular day is very clear to me. It was rainy season of 2003. I was in class 5 and my sister was in class 3. It was raining heavily that day afternoon. Every Tuesday, we were supposed to wear our sports uniform with clean and white canvas shoes. Since it was raining heavily. The bell rang of the last period, and all the kids were excited to go home. They could see their father, their mother waiting at the gate of the school with an umbrella. Some of them came on bike with the raincoats, and some of the students ran towards the bus, their respective bus. Me and my sister, we had our raincoat, but we sat there worried. We were worried because we didn't knew how to go back home, because our white canvas shoes had a big holes underneath. We didn't know what to do, so we sat there for a while. We came up with an idea. Our mother had packed our lunchbox in a plastic bag, and we took out that plastic bags and we stuffed it inside our shoes, and we walked back home. We thought that we found the solution to our problem, but as soon as we opened our shoes, our socks was wet, our feet was cold, and all the skin was wrinkled. I felt very upset. So I went to my father and I asked him to buy us a pair of shoes. He said, "Bholi kindinchu. Bholi bhayo, bholi kindinchu." So I felt bad because I felt that my father could not even give me a pair of white shoes. So time passed. You know, our family grew over the time. Now I have two younger sisters, and our father is the only breadwinner of our family. But he made sure that his daughter attended the best schools and colleges of the town and made sure that their basic needs were fulfilled. But as you know that studying bachelor's in Kathmandu is so expensive right now, I could feel that my father was having financial crunches because he did not only had to teach me or send me school, but he had two younger daughters. So every now and then we used to have financial crunches, but he never complained. So one day, every time when I used to get my school fee, I was worried. I used to wait. I hesitated to give it to my father. I used to wait. If he was in a good mood, I never gave him the bill because I knew that he would start worrying about managing the money. So I was in 5th semester. All the students got their admit card, except for me, of course, because of my outstanding fee. I was very angry and I was embarrassed in front of my friends. So I went back home. I was very angry. I fought with my father, I shouted at him, and I said him to clear the bill anyhow, because my board exam was 1 week away. So just before 2 days, my father came to me and handed me 46,000 rupees and said me to clear the fee. So I went to the college, I cleared my bill, and then I got the admit card. I gave my exam. So after I finished my exam, I noticed something. I noticed that my father, who used to wear his wedding ring every day since past 23 years, was not there. So I went to my mother and I asked, "Papa ko ring khoi ta?" My mom, I could feel the sadness in her face, and with heavy pain, she said, "Timro college ko fee pay garnalai ring becheko." For the first time in my life, I felt like I was a burden. I was a burden to my father. Because of me, I had to sell his wedding ring. I mean, how can someone sell a wedding ring, right? A wedding ring is a symbol of love that would never end. I was very angry at myself. I cried and cried and cried in that locked room the whole night. I felt I was a very unlucky and unfortunate kid who had to compromise and who had to be the burden to her father. As you know that Miss Nepal was always my childhood dream, and my father and mother and everyone in my family always encouraged me to participate in Miss Nepal. But being in the middle class family, I didn't know if I should go and chase my dream or leave the lifetime opportunity that I would have. But a gut feeling inside me said me to go and apply it. So I downloaded that form. I went for an interview. After a few days, my received a call. He called me excitedly. By the way, he calls me Alicia. So he called me excitedly saying, "Oh, Alicia, Miss Nepalबाट phone आएको थियो. You got shortlisted. भोलिदेखि orientation रे भनेर." I was happy. My tears of joy was rolling down from my eyes because I felt the happiness in my father's voice after a long, long time. And my father did not only helped me, supported me throughout the Miss Nepal financially, but he was there emotionally as well. He was very excited and very supportive. So as I won Miss Nepal Earth title, I think it's all because of my father's hard work and the support. I knew that he was going through a lot of financial pressure while I was participating in Miss Nepal, but never did he complain. So he enjoyed the early morning calls, all the congratulations and oh, badai tha and everything. He was enjoying it thoroughly. And he sold that, he distributed all the sweets to my neighbors and my relatives. He was very excited. And next morning, our photo was all over the newspaper, and he bought those newspaper and he showed to everybody that he met that day. He was very proud. He took immense pride in my achievement, in his achievement. I think that is why he has my photo of Miss Nepal as a wallpaper in his phone, and he hasn't changed his Facebook profile picture since 2015, which we had clicked on the coronation night of Miss Nepal. So time passed. Last year, I decided to go to Mustang. Being a city girl, I thought that it was high time for me to go and explore the other side. So we stayed at a small town, a small village called Leyte. So next morning, we started walking towards Jomsom. I was awestruck to see the mountains. The mountains were right in front of my eyes. It was very cold. It was freezing cold and windy. As we were walking our way to Jomsom, we saw a lot of people. We met a lot of people. And I noticed a couple of students who were walking towards their school, which was miles and miles away. Their uniform were not well ironed. They were wearing chappals. त्यो चप्पल लगाएको नलगाएको बराबर थियो. It was so thin that त्यस्तो रफ बाटोमा त्यो चप्पल लगाएर स्कुलसम्म पुग्नु पनि धेरै गाह्रो थियो. सो त्यो चप्पल हामीले काठमाडौँमा लगाएको भए मान्छेहरू हाँस्थ्यो होला. That was the condition of their sleeper. That slipper reminded me of my shoes with the hole. How I complained for wearing it for just one day in that rainy day, and I had to walk back home. I felt that I was the most unfortunate kid then. I felt I was unlucky and my father could not even buy me a shoes. But when I saw those kids not complaining at all, they were happy, they waved at us with a wide smile, I realized how small my problem was and how fortunate I am as my father bought me a white canvas after a few days. Every now and then, you meet a lot of people. So after Miss Nepal, I started preparing for Miss Earth. So I was doing a lot of online shopping because of the earthquake. And then I met this person. I was shopping through this one online store, and later she found out that I was recently crowned as Miss Nepal Earth, and she got very excited. I could feel the excitement in her text. So, you always meet one person and you instantly click. For me, she was the one. He was such a jolly person and happy-go-lucky person, and she always supported me throughout thick and thin. We shared a lot of stories with each other, and as I came to know her, I found out that she was living a very hard life. Beyond that smile, she hid all her sorrow, all her pain. She shared me something that made me realize how lucky and how fortunate I am to be living this life that I'm living right now. She said that she had lost her father at the age of 22. 22, that is such a young age where you were supposed to be carefree and enjoy your life. At 22, I was I was living a carefree life. I was hanging out with my friends, I went for movies, and I was doing everything. I was partying all night. But there she was, just 22, who had to fill in her father's shoes and take all the responsibility. One day, she said, "Sister, तपाईँ त कस्तो लकी हुनुहुन्छ. At least you have a papa. मैले त पापा पनि भन्न सक्दिनँ." I was taken aback. All this time, I had taken my father for granted. I had taken all the hard work and all the pain that he had to went through for granted. Now I have changed. Because of that hole in the shoes and because of my father's wedding ring, I believe that I'm one of the most fortunate kid ever. Thank you, Papa.